Hello, hello. Okay, so yeah.
I'm not able to see Karen on here. Is she on right now?
Yeah, Karen's on.
I'm here.
All right, there we go.
Everyone.
Hi, Karen. Leigh. This is Rob.
Hi there, nice to meet you. I'm Karen.
All right, so we're on. Looks like we're on, and I kind of, I wanted to call this meeting because I was so excited to meet Leigh and her team, a family-based team out of Boise, the Treasure Valley area. I was referred to her by a good friend of mine named Walt, who's an architect out there. And as you know, Leigh and Karen, we bought a house out there, and we really love it out there. I've explored so much, and Karen, you and I have talked so much about different areas people are relocating to. So this video is the main purpose is to use it as a tool to educate our clients about our teamwork, working together with Boise's best real estate team. And so, we really just want to do a short call here to have Leigh tell us a little bit about the Boise area. And I prefaced it with some questions, but, Karen, do you want to add anything to your introduction here and just kind of hello?
Yeah, I've been in the business for about almost 20 years, which I love saying and hate saying at the same time because I feel old. Yeah, so primarily selling. I recently in the last 5 years, I've been doing a lot of coaching agents around the country. So I work for a company called Forward Coaching in addition to what I'm, my regular sales as well. And so I have coaching clients all over the country, which is really fun for me because I get to hear what's going on in different parts of the country. I don't have anybody in Idaho. So I'm super interested to get connected with you guys and really learn more about it because I actually have a lot of people that are two that I know in the next year will be moving out of state. They're not quite sure where they want to go yet, but those are just two right now, but there's just, this constant outflow of people out of California. So I'm happy to meet you guys and learn more about how you handle relocation.
Absolutely. Well, just saying a little bit about me, Karen. I've also been in the business about 20 years. So I totally understand that. I say it in a good way. I remember when I was the rookie and I was the snot-nosed kid that was kicking everybody's butt too. So we have Boise's Best Real Estate. We also have a coaching business called Focus Forward Business Design. I'm a life advancement and business coach where we try to tie both personal life advancement skills in with business so that people understand and have the best of both. And in fact, without both, you can't have either. So
fantastic. Oh, we'll have to touch base on that at some point.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. So anyway, yeah, we're ready to get started. Fred, it's your show.
Yeah, sure. So look, I have so many people that have moved out of state, and they ask me, I asked them where are they going, and they don't know yet. So really, this video I'll send as links to people that are thinking about going to Boise. So I have a few questions. Why do you see people moving to the Boise area these days?
It's changed slightly. It used to be, it's always been that people move here for our lifestyle. They love the outdoor recreation. They love that we're a bit more conservative here. We're very family oriented and it's safe. The one thing that has changed is they used to always move here because we have super duper affordable housing. That piece changed slightly. However, everything else is really affordable for them. So they move here and they're shocked at grocery prices, utility prices, gas prices, recreation prices, theater, cultural, all of that kind of stuff. Super affordable. And property taxes. But yeah, they're having to pay for houses now. But I would say that lifestyle and pace of life is really the biggest reason people are moving here, besides the fact that they want something a little more conservative.
Okay. Yeah, that's certainly my experience when I went out there. I'm a snowboarder, 45 minutes away. I can go snowboarding, go 3 hours to Sun Valley. I love water, and the trails along the river there are amazing. I saw people surfing on the river there. There's a little spot where you can kind of actually literally surf. I was shocked. So
yeah, we've got that whitewater practice area. So we tell people ask me to describe Boise, and I say, we've grown up a lot. And so now we're a city that has the restaurants, the shopping, the cultural, without the prices and without the crowds. Mm-hmm. And so, which is kind of cool, because when I first moved here back in the early 80s, my mom called Boise the armpit of the world, and she wasn't far off. So we have grown up a lot, definitely.
Great. I guess, if you're to take someone, I have a house, my house is an Eagle. I'm just thinking if someone were to go out there and say, hey, take me to your favorite coffee shop or a restaurant, what do you see as your favorites? I'm just curious what your favorites are.
We've got kind of like 3 different distinct go-to areas, and Eagle is one of them. What's really cool about Eagle right now is in the last 2 years, we've had a lot of locally owned restaurants open up in Eagle. So you've got, Rembrandt's, which was a coffee shop before. He's now opened up lunch and breakfast and dinner. He also owns a restaurant called Kachi.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Rembrandt,
and Walt actually did the architecture work on the Kachi building.
That's right.
Eagle is a really fun place, and you've got that small town community feel. Meridian is the same way. Downtown Meridian, there's 11 new buildings going up in downtown Meridian. We've got great restaurants and bars. So if you want something fun and quick where you can, you're going to run into the same people all the time, which is kind of cool. Downtown Boise is phenomenal. You've got hundreds of restaurants and bars. And the other reason I didn't mention that people move here is it's safe. You can walk downtown Boise at 1:00 in the morning if I still stayed up that late. And I would by myself and feel perfectly safe any day of the night, day or night. Yeah. And I know Rob said the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, my girlfriend and my son, they go out constantly, they go downtown, they go do whatever. I have never once been concerned or worried that something may happen, or they're going to go the wrong side of town or anything like that. It just doesn't exist here. We take people in the car and they're like, oh, so tell me where your bad areas are. And we go, this doesn't sound like I'm selling Boise, but I promise you, we really don't have them.
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to stay away from anywhere, I probably wouldn't walk under dark bridges on the Greenbelt at 1:00 in the morning. I mean, if something's going to happen, that's probably where it's going to happen. So I'd stay there early. But other than that, we really don't have a bad area.
People don't understand. We don't have to sell Boise because we're the #1 place in the nation to move. So trust me, we don't need to sell Boise. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of locals that would wish we wouldn't.
That's funny. That's great. No, I
question I have, if I can chime in, you don't mind, Fred? What would be some of the recommendations you would give somebody? Let's say, they've never really been up there before. They've heard great things. What would be some of your recommendations for just getting started? So I was kind of thinking about it this morning, thinking, okay, and you correct me if I'm wrong, kind of 2 main reasons why people would move up there. One, maybe a job relocation. They want to relocate their family, get into some more affordable housing compared to California, et cetera. People going there to retire, right? So if you didn't know the area, what's your approach to helping them figure that out? Because I know with real estate, it's the same everywhere. You kind of cast a wide net and you kind of drill down to what you're looking for. But it's hard when you don't know the area, Okay,
so first of all, you're right. We have people that are relocating here for work are people that can work virtually.
Okay.
Or they're retiring.
Okay.
We don't have a ton of people moving in here for jobs.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while I hear, I'm moving from this hospital to that hospital, something like that. But yeah, for the most part, we're even seeing some people where they have a small business, maybe in California, where they only have 3 or 5 employees, but they do, a high volume and do well for themselves. They're actually moving their whole company up here. So you see that. I mean, Boise has made up a ton of small businesses. When people ask, what's the industry here? I go, we are all over the map. I mean, our hospitals and schools are our #1 employers in the state. So services for the people here are the largest employers. So it's not like we're like a Silicon Valley where you have these major tech hubs. We don't have that. We're kind of smaller and all over the board. We don't really have our eggs in the basket. But as far as people coming up here, yeah.
So basically, we've got a pretty tight system in place on how we bring our relocators in. And the typical way it happens is I generally end up on the phone with them because they were a referral or came in off of our website. And I generally spend an hour to 2 hours on the phone, and that's not anything that I orchestrate. That's just generally how long the conversation ends up, so that I can find out totally what is important to them and why they are moving here, because then I can direct them better. As Fred knows, I send out a relocation package to help them, give them some initial guidance. We have a great relocation magazine that touches on all the cities. Send it out in email format. I also send them a hard copy if they want one, as well as a little gift box with Boise goodies in it. And then again, if I can find out what's important to them, then, for example, I've got somebody moving this direction from California. They're going to be here in a month or two, and they've got 3 girls. They're into gymnastics, they're into dance, they're into horses. Their education is a really high priority for them. So my team spent, thank you. My team spent a lot of time finding out everything they can about swim teams, everything they can about horseback riding lessons, everything they can about the private schools. We put all that together and we sent that to them. So we tailor our process to the family. That way, when they land here, they feel like they've got a pretty good understanding of what's going to work for them. Then when they land here, how long they're going to be here, they're typically here anywhere from 2 to 5 days. But the first day, we do nothing but show them areas based on where they have kind of geared into for their family activities or their lifestyle. And we don't even show them houses the first day. We just go, we look at areas, we kind of fill them in on what, what these different areas are like. We wine and dine them. And so they usually get to experience 2 to 3 of the best restaurants in our cities and different cities. We'll take them to Eagle for dinner one night. We'll take them to downtown Boise one night. And so that they can experience those different feels. By the time they get done with those first 1 to 2 days, they have a really, really good understanding of what feels right to them.
Sure.
Then we can start gearing in on houses and if they want to look at houses or whatever. But by the time they leave, we also know what that house looks like, what that area looks like, so that we can preview for them so that we're not sending them junk. We're only sending things that are going to work for their families.
Right. Oh, that's fantastic. It sounds like a very a great system. And it sounds like it really helps to develop the relationship before they even arrive. So that's
Oh, absolutely. In fact, it's often very funny that they get here and we feel like we've known them for years.
Yeah.
In the office and they're like, can we hug you because like you're already family? And that's not intentional. It just happens,
Oh, that's great. That's great.
We haven't met them.
Yeah, right. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's super helpful.
As a follow-up question to that,
Yeah.
So right now, let's say you're in day 4 or 5, and they're saying, look, we want to buy a place now. We're ready. Okay, Leigh, you've shown us everything. We've got our pre-approval. We are ready to go. How do we buy something right now, given the market is so tight? As the whole nation knows, areas like Boise are it's tough to get into contract. So what are your strategies for buyers right now?
Open, pray, and wait.
I know. Put a bunch of offers out there. And hopefully.
Exactly. So it's so critical that people right now, whether they're local or they're coming in, have got an agent that knows how to work this market, because it's tough. There's no question. We're hearing of people that are literally have put 50 and 60 offers out there before they get a house. Wow. Really, obviously, pre-approval, that's a no-brainer. But we've got to figure out also what are the things that they can, for lack of a better word, compromise on or give up in order to make their offer stronger. The biggies right now are, the one I don't like and don't agree with is inspections. But they're buying as, now, so what we're doing is we're saying, fine, we'll buy as is, but we're still going to have an inspection so that we can walk away if there's anything big and scary. So that way, at least we're protecting them in that regard. Probably the biggest one right now is waiving appraisal. And that's just huge. I mean, that's almost a given right now because everything is going over. And if it doesn't appraise, we've got to know they've got the cash to make up the difference, or they're willing to make up the difference. If not, we just got to run our numbers really tight. And then you really are in the hope and pray and wait, because if they don't have the cash to make up the difference, the chance of them getting something that is at appraisal value is tough.
And that's the part too, is we coach our clients very well in teaching them what the market is doing. So I think a lot of agents get in trouble where they're like, yeah, we'll find this or we'll find this. And they never had the conversation with their client that we're going to be going in way over asking. Hot water. We've already had that conversation several times before. The chances are before they've even gotten here. So they're ready for that. And I think that's the big thing with a tight market. You just have to tell your client, this is how tough it is. This is why. These are the facts about it. Is that something that works for you?
Yeah, and that's why we probably have a higher success in getting offers, is because we're going in there already doing what we need to do. So it may take them 3 or 4, maybe 5 offers to get a house. Maybe they get it the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they know they're not going to put in an offer that's the asking price because we've had the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody comes to me right now and says, so what do you think we should offer? And I can tell by the tone they're wondering if they have to offer full price, I just laugh. It's like, if you want to play in our sandbox, yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah. We just went over stats, and we have, as of right now, or as of yesterday, basically, we had 114 active existing homes, so not new construction, in all of Ada County. That Ada County, that's, almost over 400,000 people, and you've got 114 listings, plus all the people moving here from California.
That's insane.
And that's up. That's up from 85 listings.
That's crazy. How much
Now,
of
here's the deal. We're still 70% down year over year.
wow, 70. How much of your business is new home builds versus existing homes?
If I would have had to answer that a year ago, I would have said that 98% was existing homes. If I have to answer it today, I look at my stuff in escrow, it is exactly flipped.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
where the
so
inventory is. I guess you can get.
So I'm almost pre-selling most of my listings before they even go on the market. If I have, we've got one that was going to come up in Caldwell out in Canyon County, and I've got people moving up here or down here from McCall. I went, oh crap, perfect fit. We're going to do it as a pre-sold. It'll never hit the market.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do it and make it a great win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One other quick question. So tell me a little bit, what's the average price of a single, 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 bath home, versus, and what would be the luxury market in your area, the price point?
So let's talk about what our appreciation has done first. If I go back to 2018, we were at 18%. 2019, we were at 11%. And then 2020, we were at 17%. And we're anticipating 10 to 15% this year. That being said, Rob, what's the average cost of resale in Ada County right now?
Resale in Ada County, and Ada County is the more expensive of the 2 counties.
Boise, Meridian, Eagle.
Yep, that's your higher value homes. Your average price point is $435. Now that number is growing every single day, literally, because $435, if you look around, you're not getting in new construction for that. I mean, even some of our cheaper builders are starting at $400. That's before you do anything.
Yeah.
There are bulk crap builders.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah. No.
And then Canyon County, you're just slightly below that. You're seeing things in the 350 to 370 range pretty common now, which for people that live here is crazy out in Canyon County. I live in one of the smaller areas in Ada County, which was literally a small town that was passing the freeway that nobody went to literally 10 years ago. And now they are building $500,000 custom homes out there all day long.
And he built a custom home out there a year and a half ago for $350.
And it's worth about $435 now.
That's gotta feel good.
Yeah.
It feels good. It doesn't, because we did a video not that long ago on talking about, I feel bad for some of our locals that, our wages don't match our housing.
Yeah.
Everything else matches fine, but the housing is starting to get to the point where we just had local buyers in here yesterday, and we basically had to tell them, you're just not in a position to buy right now. There's just nothing. You're just going to frustrate yourself. And
what was frustrating about that is she came to me 2 years ago, really worked hard to get in a position where they could buy. And so now they could buy a house that's worth about $200,000, where obviously I can't find her that. 2 years ago, I could have found her that. And so, to not crush buyers' dreams is kind of tough these days.
Yeah.
That piece I do not like.
Right, absolutely, 100%. And I think it feels like that's happening across the country. With luxury market, would you say that price point is above 800,000, 700,000?
I think it's gone up.
I think it's gone up. I think 800, 8 to 850 definitely is definitely a good transition period from kind of the mid tier.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing regular homes like in Southeast Boise, which is a very popular area here, 650, 700 all day long in there. So yeah, I feel like once you get to that 800, 850, you start to get into that luxury model. But at that point, it goes from there. It goes anywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm really feeling it like at 1.2.
Yeah, that's when I feel like you walk into a really high end home. Yeah, you're in that.
It starts at 1.2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, yeah, it is kind of crazy. Because we were kind of looking at numbers yesterday, and we know that in the $1 million plus right now, we have 18 days worth of inventory. And
At $1 million plus?
oh yeah, we have 3 days worth of inventory if you're at 300,000 to 400,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, but what's funny is, 2 years ago, where we had 12 months worth of inventory at that $1 million plus, but we also didn't have a lot of $1 million homes then.
Right.
Now, so it's even worse than you think, because we have a lot of $1 million homes now, and we still only have 18 days worth of inventory. It should be the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've checked into many different locations. We have, between Karen and I, we have people that we're talking to in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, different areas that I've been to, but I don't know, Boise's got where you live and where I hope to spend a lot of time in the future is such a beautiful place. You guys are wonderful. And thank you so much for your time on this topic. We'll have other topics coming up, but just
Absolutely.
kind of, just to wrap it up, where do people, call to action? Where do people go to find more information about your team online and aside from calling us?
Boise'sBestRE.com.
There you go. And you'll be getting a cool relocation package, friends of mine.
Yeah.
I have a sample here. My favorite part of the relocation package that you said, well, I'm not going to give all the secrets out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, on our new relocation magazine, not the one you showed, but let me grab our 2021. So yeah, we do this relocation magazine every year, and our 2021 one should be out. I just emailed our printer and asked them, hey, where are they? So yeah, that's amazing, and we also do that in an e-version so that people can start looking at it right away. They don't have to wait for our box to get there.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, guys, Rod and Leigh, for your time. And until next time, we'll be in touch and have a great day. Good selling.
Absolutely, you guys too. Good to meet you.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye.
Take care.